What up, y'all? It's your favorite micro shelter advocate, the good old Gaz. As many of you who follow my social media probably already know, yeah, we're diving right in, by the way. As many of you already know, we're supposed to go on a tour of the city's new micro shelter program today. Turns out that's not as easy as it looks or sounds. They don't want anybody at that micro shelter site. Understand, I get it. These are, vulnerable individuals' homes, places where they are living, places where they are participating in a program. That's going to matter later. And, it's a whole new thing. They've had some issues this week. There was a fire there. The gentleman who operates the site has admitted to kicking people out already, which means they have had some trouble lately. So they're a bit on the defensive side. They're facing some public backlash. Actually, quite a bit of public backlash, given that they've only been open for a month. I get it. They don't exactly have the support that they might necessarily need to be a long-lasting place. There's been unending controversy since this plan was first announced by our mayor all the way back in September. I get it. I understand it. I mean, you can't just walk into the Men's Mission or the Salvation Army and, tour around the joint. These are people's homes. These are vulnerable people staying in these places. It's not a tourist attraction, It's not a carnival. This is supposed to be people's safe space. You can't just walk into somebody's safe space, or else it kind of defeats the purpose of a safe space. I understand that. I get that. I respect that. However, this is a taxpayer-funded shelter, the first of its kind in our city, one which is already facing some obstacles. Things like having a company that's running it who is not exactly specialized in trauma-informed care. This is a company that is a security firm, a for-profit security firm, I might add. What else? Let's see. I didn't even make it into the place other than to get a general glance around. I will say it is significantly different than what I would have done. I think we all kind of expected that. I would like to do things in a more visually and psychologically appealing way. I think that having people living in a site that looks like an industrial park full of sheds, maybe not how I would do things. But again, this is a site that isn't expected to be operational long term. So I kind of get it. I don't like it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I get it. To that end, I feel like there's already some issues, some serious red flags on the play here. And I'm going to break these down in various videos because I feel like everything I have to say, and it's crazy because I wasn't even there more than 20 minutes tops, but I've got a lot to say just based off of the little bit of interaction that I had, as well as the other people who were there with me. Was another organization, a tenants' rights organization, who I'm going to leave out of these videos by name because I don't necessarily know that they will agree with all my thoughts and opinions. And I don't want to get my own viewpoints caught up in what theirs might be. Because I was there as a representative of my organization. They were there as a representative of their organization. And we had somewhat different goals in being there. So I will say I was not impressed by the staffing and how they handled people coming to speak with them. I would have definitely done things differently had I been the one to initiate the possibility of going there to speak with them. Different organizations operate different ways. Maybe it comes from my understanding and my background working in the shelter system over the last few years. I might be a little bit more sensitive to things. I'm also well aware of how fast court and controversy can be. So, as much as I like to say I'm a act first, ask for forgiveness later kind of guy, there are a lot of places, especially in this particular situations, where you need to ask first. And yeah, otherwise you're just going to be shut down at the door. And that's fine. You know, not everything always works out the way we want it to. But yeah, stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping these. Unfortunately, my phone only records like tops 10 minutes of video, and then I have to upload and delete so that I can record the next video. So here's what we got. I actually wrote stuff down for once. Like, that's, for me, that's a big deal. I never write down what I'm going to do in these videos. I'm always winging it off the top of my noggin. But yeah, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about my first impressions upon arriving at the micro shelters here in London on Cheese Factory Road. I'm going to talk about why I went there, why I think maybe we went there at not necessarily the best time, especially for those shelters and the atmosphere and the public situation regarding those shelters. And I'm also going to talk about what I hoped to achieve by going there. So that's at least 3 more videos. So as we progress through these videos, y'all will get to understand where I'm coming from and my viewpoints. And yeah, we'll dive into how I might have done a few things differently than what I can see is going on there. We're also going to dive into some of my thoughts and opinions over how this whole situation has been handled, going all the way back to September when it was first announced. Because, yeah, there's a lot of flags on the place. Some red, some green, some yellow, all kinds of different jumbled crap. But yeah, we're going to get into this stuff one by one. So, keep your eyes peeled. I'm back, baby. I got so much to talk about. Oh man, it's going to be fun. Drop me some questions. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you guys are curious about, whether it's the More Than Just a Roof program that I designed, whether it's these micro shelters that the city is operating and running. I don't care. Drop me some questions. Let's keep this video tour rolling, man. I need to get back to my advocacy. And ever since I stopped working directly in the shelters, I feel like I haven't been the best advocate that I can be. So let's get back to doing what we do best. Raising our voice, causing a ruckus, making a scene, and talking about the shit that ain't nobody else talking about. Let's do this, y'all. Yeah, so to that end, stay humble, stay healthy, stay happy, stay harm-free, y'all. Most importantly, stay informed. Cheers. We'll talk again real soon.